So I don't know about any of you watching, but I have a few things from my past that I wish that I had done differently, or didn't do that I did do, or did do that I didn't do. Off the top of my head, there's like at least 4 things I wish I had done differently from my past. To the 12th power. Yeah, there are a handful of things from my past, especially in my young adulthood, because those are the more recent things that sort of plague me sometimes, and I think about, darn, why did I behave that way? I should have behaved this other way. I also just burped a little bit because I just had some chili. And the thing is, with all of these should-haves, what it leads to is, man, if I had only done this at this time, then right now I would be in this different place in life. And this different place in life, by my logic, when I'm in that headspace, is always just vastly better than my current circumstances. Like, by every conceivable metric, there's no possible way that I am doing better now or as good as I would have been had I followed that path. Now, there's always, like, at least a kernel of truth to all of these should-haves in the past. But the extent to which I bring it is like, man, if I had just done this, it always ends up with the classic, because money just defines my entire value as a person. It always gets to, like, I would be a millionaire, I would be self-employed, I'd be financially free, I'd be working for myself, I'd be taking 17 vacations a year. It always gets to that extreme. Which is obviously a teensy bit silly, could be somewhat related, in fact, with the way that the world is. There are infinite outcomes for any decision that anybody makes in life. And the truth is, I don't know that. I don't have an alternate reality to compare it to where I did follow that path that I can succinctly say, succinctly, is that the right word in this context? That I can definitively say, yes, it would have been better had I done that. Now, there's a movie called Election that is a great movie that I'm about to spoil. So if you don't want it spoiled, you can cut it off right now. You already watched halfway through. I really appreciate it. There is a guy who runs for class president, who's a very likable character that you want to be class president, and he doesn't end up winning. But then it cuts to a year after that, where he says, you know, but my senior year was great otherwise, and sometimes I think about, what if I had been class president? Maybe I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now. And then there's a part where he goes, maybe I'd even be dead. And the character is very likable in sort of a simple-minded kind of way, like he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, and she was looking kind of dumb. Never mind. Oh, God. Shoot me. I hate when I try to make a reference and it goes badly. I think that reference jokes are worse than even the worst joke of any other kind. Anyway. But he says, maybe I'd even be dead. And you kind of laugh at it because, you know, he is kind of likably dumb. But honestly, I find that very helpful. To be like, yeah, maybe if I did take this path, I would have become famous. But guess what? Sometimes fame can ruin somebody, especially at the place that I was when I was 22 or something, when I imagined that I could have been famous by. I don't know that I could have handled it. Yeah, maybe I would be dead by now. Maybe all these other great things, but equally just as possible, maybe a bunch of horrible things. Maybe I'd be one of those countless people that gets exposed for something terrible, which of course is still not out of the question, because I got my darkness. But, you know, it's just, there is no way that I can know what would have happened. So sometimes when I get lost in that, I would be a millionaire by now, I can replace it with, yeah, maybe, but maybe I would be dead. I just don't know. So I might as well just appreciate the things that I got right now. And of course, money is not everything. I mean, we can talk about all the other ways that I could be better now than I would have been in those other scenarios where I had made some better decisions at the time. Maybe I would have had better life circumstances that wouldn't have taught me nearly the lessons that I have learned through my life of adversity being thrown at me. right? You just never know. There's all kinds of different ways that we can put value on one's life. Value itself is extremely arbitrary. You might as well just take inventory of the value that you perceive right now. And if things are lacking, just do something now. It's so cliche and a message that's run into the ground, but you really do only have now to make things better. Yeah. So in 5 years, I'm telling you right now, I'm either going to be a millionaire or I'm going to be dead. Or I could be a dead millionaire.